Welcome, Tuesday morning. Today, we're going to talk about some of the crazy things that animals just do because,
Crazy animals.
yeah, my mom has lots of them. So she has like 30 chickens. And my kids love them. They love to go out and hunt for eggs every day instead of just on Easter.
So at the house we have, I think about 30 some odd chickens. Well, we used to.
And cat. We
They
have two cats.
they tend to die.
Yeah,
you
chickens
know,
are
by
delicate, but they eat everything. They're like pigs.
it's true they do. It's just like we get random composts that we and from random grocery stores and stuff like that, and we just throw it out to them, and they'll pick anything. By the way, they love watermelon.
Yeah, and cantaloupe. They like we eat the cantaloupe and then we throw the rinds to them, or even just a whole cantaloupe that's gone bad from the grocery store because they don't want to throw it away because that's wasteful. And if the chickens will eat it, why not just give it to them?
Don't want to give this plant material, this organic
To the
material
landfills?
to the landfills.
Yeah, like
What's that gonna do?
Yeah, so the chickens they eat anything, and then my mom also, grandma, she also has two cats and a dog, and at one point she had like two goats and a horse, and
No, there are actually 3 or 4 goats.
we're living the farm life sometimes. so
We're experimenting,
so this one time, my kids were spending the night with their dad, and they have this crazy cat that, I mean, it's kind of spontaneous. Like, it's not a regular thing for this cat to just come up and be aggressive, but there's like these instances where he right, because it's Telaraño, even though that's wrong.
See,
in
I named
Spanish.
all of them. I speak Spanish, and so I named all the cats, and I named one Flecha, which means arrow in Spanish, and then one Ria, even though Rio is the men. It's a masculine word, so I changed it to a feminine word.
So words that end in O are masculine, and words that end in A is feminine.
So Ria.
So it's actually
telaraña
is the word in Spanish, and it means spider web.
Yes,
but
cobweb.
But it's a boy.
Yeah.
But it's a boy cat.
So we named him Telaraño, and then Flecha is the other cat that we have.
And Flecha is the real word, I think.
Yeah, Flecha is actually.
I don't know Spanish fluently.
But Flecha is the only one where it actually has its. It has the feminine attached to it, and it is naturally like that.
Yeah, so Telaraño is the crazy one that randomly has these moments of aggression. Like, you were doing laundry one time.
One time I was doing laundry, and I was hanging my clothes on the line. I know, I'm a little bit... I don't know. We haven't. I really like the smell of fresh clothes from the line. That's what I love. I don't like what's fresh about being in the dryer? Nothing.
So we love, and for me, when I hang clothes on the line, I have at my own house, I have a clothesline also. It's actually very therapeutic for me to hang clothes on the line. It's like my meditative time away from my kids, unless they're out there with me. That it's not very meditative. And then they want to help me, because that's always fun. But anyway, so Telaraño came up to you one time when you were hanging clothes out.
Yeah, so I was hanging the clothes out in the country. I mean, it is country, it is. And he kept on, he always rubs up against my legs, and this is the thing that I have a hard time with cats, is because the cats they're very needy. They want attention right now. And so I was hanging my clothes on the line, and he kept on rubbing up along my leg, and I kept on tapping him with my leg, saying, "Go away! Yeah, I'm not going to pet you. I am busy. I know that you think that I don't have anything better to do but pet you, but I do."
That's what cats think. We're their pets.
Yeah.
It's not the other way around. We're
their pets. And so I was hanging my clothes on the line, and he was rubbing up against me, and I was ignoring him, and so he just calmly stretched his paws up like this, and then I was ignoring him, and he just brought his claws down the side of my ankle and drew these deep, long gashes in the side of my ankle in blood.
But he doesn't do that on a regular basis. This is this random occurrence, and it's happened a couple other times.
And he's very gentle with the kids. They love him.
Yeah.
They'll go up and they'll pet him, and he just...
And the dog chases him.
Anyway.
Except the dog is scared of him at the same time. It's, one of those weird phenomenons. So this one time, I came out here. My kids were spending the night with their dad, and I was getting ready to leave, and it was dark. It was like 11 o'clock at night. And I left my window open like this much, right? All the other windows were rolled up because it was getting chilly outside. I just wanted that much to be open. So I left it open that much. And the cat likes to get into cars that are left open for some reason. I guess maybe because it's warm in there. I don't know.
Well, I don't think it was because it was warm because it was summertime. I think it was just because it's comfortable. It's like something cushy in
whatever
the cruel, harsh world that he thinks.
Whatever. Yeah. So I go out there and I opened my door specifically. The light came on. Maybe that's why. Because I didn't have my dome light on. But anyway, I can't remember if the light came on. So I opened the door and like stood there for a second to see, if he was going to come out, and he didn't. So I was like, okay, great. So he wasn't in there. So Did
you actually do that?
Yes, I thought he might be in there. So I do that every time now because I've had instances where I get in and he like runs across my lap or something. Well, not this time. He didn't. Whatever, he didn't think fast enough or something. So I actually put it in gear. I have a manual transmission. I'll never own anything else, and it's a 2013 car. But
when she gets real old and it's hard to push down the pedals, then she might.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, I'll just stop driving at that point. So anyway, my car is a manual, so I put it in first. I'm getting ready to drive away, and all of a sudden, on my left shoulder, it's like this. I don't even know how to explain it. It was so painful. This instant, like, he bit me with his vampire teeth. And I was like, ah! Get out, you stupid cat! And I opened the door and I let him out. And my mom and Thacia heard him from inside the house.
And we hear a yell and a slam on the brakes and the grinding of gravel because we have a gravel driveway. We hear the grinding of a gravel, and then we hear her yell, "Get out, you stupid cat! Get out!"
It scared not only did it scare me, but it was painful and it hurt for the rest of the night, like until I got home and went to bed, and then the next morning there was no sign of it. I'm like, I should have
There was no sign of it even when it happened.
Wounds! Like proof that something happened to me.
She wanted
vampire
cats.
So so that was my incidents with this random case of aggression from this crazy spiderweb cat. Oh
yes, spiderweb cat. He's white with black spots, so for some reason that reminded me of a cobweb. I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway,
speak Spanish. What do you do?
He's an interesting fellow. And then the other cat likes to sleep with the chicken in the chicken coop, like in their little straw boxes where they lay eggs. He likes to just climb in there, and yeah. So Fletcher likes to climb in there and just hang out with the chickens and lounge in there. And I've taken some pictures of her in there, and I'm like, crazy cat, what are you doing in here? That's weird. So anyway, what are some things that your animal does? Does your animal?
What are some animal stories that you have?
Even if it's like a fish or a dog.
If you have any crazy animal stories, we want to hear it. Let us know
in the comments.
And if you have any ideas for things that you want to hear us talk about.
Yeah, if there's some crazy story that you want to hear from us, if we've had an experience with something, let us know. We'd love to hear about it.
And we would love to talk about it. We're going to end up posting all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And music, because we're singers. So.
Sort of. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a sort of singer, and neither is she, but we're singers. And we're musicians. And we just think that it would be really fun. So we'll share that with you as the time passes as well. So.
Yeah. So may adventures be in your cards as well. See you tomorrow.